Okay, so but we about to watch this little video real quick, and this is by Novely. The streamer award situation is sad. Why is it sad? Let's find out.
Somebody said, are problematic people blackballed from getting nominated? No. Turns out their audience doesn't show up. So tired. I just want to play Dispatch so bad, and I haven't had any time.
Who
I'm
is
going to
this?
award show.
Oh, this is
I'm so
QTC.
tired.
It is that time of the year, the Streamer Awards, the one award show where being chronically online actually allows you to be good at something and claim an award for yourself. But obviously this is a drama video, so not everything is going as well as it seems. With the Streamer Awards, it seems like it's the same complaints every single year. QTCinderella, the one that's hosting it, is getting a lot of backlash for apparently hosting a Friends Award, not showing love to audiences that should have been shown to, and just a lot of overall mismanagement with her award show that a lot of people are upset with, to the point where we earlier this year had people claim that they were going to put on their own awards show. I want to dive into everything that's going on and all the dumb complaints I've been seeing recently. But in order to do that, we have to start from the very beginning with what even is this award show and why are people so upset about it?
My goal at the end of the day is to highlight as many people that deserve to be highlighted as possible. I mean, we're going to keep fan voted nominations because I think it's very important to have fans involved.
Yeah,
I want fans a part of it.
Then people would accuse you of favoritism.
Yeah,
there's no winning.
There's no winning.
So if you're unaware of what the Streamer Awards is, it might be pretty obvious, but it's an award show to highlight specific streamers with multiple different categories, from the Sapphire Award to the Hidden Gem Award to the Streamer of the Year. And this award show is hosted by QTCinderella, a pretty popular streamer who puts his award show on basically every year and has been doing it for a while now. And the biggest problem, or at least the first problem that we're going to talk about, is
So this her award show? She started this? Hold on.
even is this award show and why are people so upset about it?
My goal at the end of the day is to highlight as many people that deserve to be highlighted as possible. I mean, we're going to keep fan voted nominations because I think it's very important to have fans involved.
Hold on. Oh, okay. All right. So the Streamer of the Year award is presented at the Streamer Awards, which was founded in 2022 by content creator QTCinderella, also known as QTC, to celebrate live streaming achievements. You can watch this video. Okay, never mind. I did not know that. This is news to me. Oh, hey. I'm still new to the scene, so it's a, you know what I'm saying? It's good to know.
Yeah,
I want fans a part of it.
then people would accuse you of favoritism.
Yeah,
there's no winning.
There's no winning.
So if you're unaware of what the Streamer Awards is, it might be pretty obvious, but it's an award show to highlight specific streamers with multiple different categories, from the Sapphire Award to the Hidden Gem Award to the Streamer of the Year. And this award show is hosted by QTCinderella, a pretty popular streamer who puts his award show on basically every year and has been doing it for a while now. And the biggest problem, or at least the first problem that we're going to talk about, is the actual nominees, which with every award show is something that people are going to complain about. But because this is a streamer award show, a lot of people are claiming that QTCinderella is actually going out of her way to snub certain people and to prop her friends up more and actually show them over streamers who apparently deserve it.
Complaints are focused to you because you were the organizer, but a lot of it's like misinformation.
Oh my god, it's just blatant lies 90% of the time.
Lies,
and I'm sitting there like, feel like the salad cat half the time. I'm just sitting there just so...
Yeah, but then like the more you try to explain yourself, blah blah blah, it's like never ending. It's like fighting like a of stuff that's just constantly.
The more you try to
in.
justify, the more people are like, "Oh, this is how you get a reaction."
You guys,
and we do have a panel, and I'm very vocal about that too. We have a panel that is 30% of the weighted final vote to help with any popularity.
I think that's fine.
And it's almost never changed the outcome, but they're there. And they're also who I run runoff questions with. It's 100 industry experts. It's like pretty much someone from every corner of the internet I have represented. There's no streamers in the panel.
They think it's like
I don't even have a vote on the panel. I want to keep myself as non-biased as possible.
That's this ain't a fan-based event anymore. It's more of a...
But maybe I wonder why she did that. Should she have more streamers like on that board? Would it make... I mean, I guess it would make sense, but at the same time, you want somebody who's definitely like non-biased though. So I mean, it go hand in hand. That makes sense.
a Friends thing. Just look at the international nomination. I guarantee you Speed was #1 most voted for that, but where is he? Instead they put Tota, someone who hasn't even been streaming for a full year. So you're telling me random streamer that averaged 300 viewers are getting nominated and we're just supposed to believe it's not rigged? Just cancel the award show at this point. The moment you start
but the fact that someone who has 300 views can get an award, like, that push, that help, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's no, how can I say this? The price of admission isn't as high as we think. I'll say that.
Excluding people is the moment the show starts to lose audience due to unfair bias. Oscars and others are great examples.
Unbiased as possible.
That's bull. This ain't a fan-based event anymore. It's more of a Friends thing. Just look at the international nomination. I guarantee you Speed was #1 most voted for that, but where is he? Instead they put Tota, someone who hasn't even...
Yeah, that's a good point now that we think about it. Why wasn't... Maybe that category is only for like people who live in foreign countries, or like who are born in foreign countries. Obviously, Speed is the biggest international, you know what I'm saying, streamer. No question. But maybe that, like, that category, the criteria is to be born in a different country, whether you live in the US or not, but you stream like a lot, you know what I'm saying? You maybe that was a criteria.
Streaming for a full year. So you're telling me random streamer that averaged 300 viewers are getting nominated and we're just supposed to believe it's not rigged? Just cancel the award show at this point. The moment you start...
Now, the people that, everybody that I clicked on, I didn't see nobody. Granted, I didn't click everybody because we'd have still been on. We've still been on the page. I'll hold you, but the people I did click on, I ain't see no 300.
Excluding people is the moment the show starts to lose audience due to unfair bias. Oscars and others are great examples. Their future reward show. This is exactly why Aiden's award show will be more successful. You can't be picking and choosing who gets an award. You can probably tell from those...
Yeah, you can't pick and choose who gets the award, but I don't think, from my opinion, I don't think it's that. Let me just say that. I don't think it's what they're saying about QTC. Like, granted, you know, we don't know her personally, but from outside looking in, it doesn't look as they're saying it appears to be. So
short tweets, but the award nominees came out yesterday for the Streamer Awards and people were genuinely upset. Obviously this happens every single year, but more and more I feel like a bunch of people were saying it's rigged. A bunch of people were calling out people that should have been nominated, and normally while it could have just been random people on Twitter saying this and that anonymously to QT, it seems like more and more these days streamers are actually coming out and talking about the situation on their stream, saying that certain things are rigged, certain people should have been voted for, and it's causing a lot more hatred because once you start hating on this certain event or saying certain things, I feel like it encourages your audience to accept that they can do the same thing as well.
Specifically catering to an international or non-American English. Why is eBay not on this list? eBay's not on this.
See, it's a top streamer is selling in content creation, specifically catering to an international or non-English. Maybe Actual Speed should have been up there. If that's what they're saying, the top streamer is selling in content creation for a global audience, specifically catering to an international or non-North American English speaking audience. Now, maybe the fact that Speed did the American tour this year, maybe that's why that disqualified him out of this category. Because 9 times out of 10, like, they've been He's been touring literally everywhere else except the United States. Literally every and anywhere else except the United States. So for that fact alone, maybe that's why they took him out of this category. Speed is gonna win something. And you know what? Maybe they needed a fair chance. Because if Speed was in this category, it's automatically going to him.
This list, what about Speed? English speaking? Well, I mean, okay, well, what about Ebi, right? And I think also, like, the reason why Speed had 1 million viewers, 1 million live viewers in Indonesia, isn't because of the English speakers in that audience, okay?
Neon should get a nomination for this. I'm not gonna lie. I don't hate that, but he should. He should.
I know y'all are saying fan voting. You cannot convince me. I did not get more votes than some of the people on that panel, bro. You cannot convince me.
Now, when I say streamers talking bad about the event or being upset that they didn't get nominated is encouraging their fans to also talk about it too, I'm not saying they're intentionally trying to inspire hate. At least most of them. But what I see is just outright complaining here and there, people making jokes about not being picked for certain categories, and certain people just going off asking why their friends or people they felt like were more popular than these certain panelists weren't picked. And generally, for certain categories, I feel the same way. As someone who watches Marvel Rivals, there's a Marvel Rivals category, and some of the streamers I see up there, I feel like don't need to be there. So obviously, I understand where most of these streamers or people like are coming from, but obviously with all the hate, all the discourse, QTCinderella was going to get on her stream and talk about the situation and point out why there might be certain people that people feel like are very popular or should have been picked for categories, but for some reason are not there.
Somebody said, are problematic people blackballed from getting nominated? No, they've just never nominated. Turns out their audience doesn't show up. I think when people have like a crazy audience or whatever, you know, I don't see Jack Doherty's audience voting for him. I just don't. They just don't show up. It is always funny. Audiences will complain every year that they weren't nominated and then like not do nominations on stream or not tweet about it or not like ask their audience to vote for them or nothing. They'll give nothing. They give nothing, you know? It's like you do have to log in with a Twitch account and you have to fill it out, which I know some people's viewers don't have.
I want y'all to be aware before I say what I say, I am not a QTCinderella fanboy. I don't watch QT. The last video I had talking about QTCinderella was literally me disagreeing with her and basically calling her opinion dumb. But in this situation, I feel like a lot of people are putting hate on her for no real reason. We know that the streamer awards or award shows in general don't really mean much, but are a nice way to highlight certain people who have worked hard in that industry. And when it comes to streaming as a whole, obviously you're going to probably see the same duplicate amount of people when it's fan voted, because the biggest streamers in the world are going to have the biggest fan bases who are constantly and consistently voting for them. Regardless of what you may feel, how you may feel about a certain person, if you're not out here promoting your streams as much as possible, like some people might be posting on their Instagram story every day, posting on their Twitter every day, going through the literal nominations, telling people to pick them, then I'm not surprised that you're not going to show up there. A lot of people are talking about the situation, saying that problematic streamers can't get voted, problematic streamers can't be here, can't be there, because it's going to mess up sponsorships, because it's going to mess up this and that. Last year's Streamer Awards, we didn't have...
And like, you got to think, well, I wonder, no, not that, but I wonder, are they taking, like, Twitch? Yes, of course, that's in there, but are they taking into account of people who only stream on TikTok, you know what I'm saying, IG, whatever, and whatever other streaming platforms there are, YouTube, are they taking, well, yeah, they doing YouTube, but you see what I'm saying?
One of the nominees literally being Aiden Ross with Donald Trump. And even then, people were calling that rigged, even though most streamers and people are like, were reacting to that stream like this.
And then finally, our last nominee, Aiden Ross and Donald Trump.
Best streamed collab. It's got to be Kai, Kevin Trusky.
I'm gonna have to go with Kai here, bro. Kai. I watch Kai.
Aiden, Donald Trump, I don't care about Trump.
This didn't touch the Kevin Hart Kai Cenat stream.
So I don't know why we're acting like people having a problematic past or a problematic current way of streaming is really stopping them from being
What is this game?
As if Aiden Ross wasn't being one of the most problematic streamers last year, but the amount of collabs he was doing, the people he was talking to, and who he was platforming overall, he was still able to get a nomination with Donald Trump. If you don't see how that's problematic, then I honestly don't know what to tell you. And it's not like it's just stopping here with people that are apparently problematic and wouldn't get voted for, or wouldn't get platform because of how QT feels, which again, they are mainly pointing the finger at her. It's people that QT's actually...
Side note, This game looks like it's in the universe of Ratchet and Clank. I just wanted to let that be known.
Close with people in FaZe Clan like Lacey who didn't get voted for certain categories, who are obviously making jokes. We're talking about being blackballed because they are not one of the nominees.
I traveled around the country. I IRL stream around 150 hours a month. I didn't get nominated for IRL stream or reality streamer. I'm blackballed. I'm blackballed. I'm blackballed. I know y'all are saying fan voted. You cannot convince me. I did not get more votes than some of the people on that panel, bro. You cannot convince me.
So it's not like being a problematic streamer is going to keep you away from being nominated or keep you
Why
away
was
from
he
the streamer
problematic?
awards when the QT's own friends, in her own words, and in people's own perspectives, aren't being nominated for categories they feel like they should win. And they have pretty big audiences like Lacey, maybe some other people like Jason the Ween, who didn't get voted for certain categories but are closely tied to QT, have done streams with her, have been invited to parties with her, and yet are still not in these nominations. So it's not like it's a thing of, man, these people just are being excluded and it's a QTCinderella friendship award when even her own friends are being nominated for certain categories. One thing I have been seeing from people that actually does have a hint of truth in it being sponsors are not okay with certain streamers. You can again look no further than the past streamer awards when they had sponsors from Xbox, AT&T, and people of that manner, and it would not allow Hassan to be near any of the sponsor boards and actually moved him away to do an interview when Ron was talking to him.
We got Will Neff coming in, and Hassan. I don't care if you piss your pants. What are you dropping?
I'm just dropping my bag. Oh, let's go over in the backdrop. Wait, are we moving?
We got to move for Hassan, actually. Hassan's too big, apparently.
Go over there. Go back there. Yeah, what are you doing? Okay. Over here now.
She said trust her.
The problematic streamers weren't nominated because it would put sponsor opportunities at risk. This is obvious. I don't know why we're pretending that it's not. Why I said this has a hint of truth to it and is not full.
Yeah, it's definitely a hint of truth to that, for sure.
True is because again you can look at past streamer awards and see how sponsors interact with certain streamers and how they actually inch them away from being near brands or certain people that might represent them. It makes sense if a sponsor does not like a person who does not want their brand to be represented by them. They don't want their logo, name, or anything anywhere near them. As you saw when Ron was interviewing people, he moved away from the backdrop with all the sponsors to go and talk to Hassan where there was nothing there. While that might be the case, the perceptive of you might realize it's not like Hassan wasn't at the streamer awards. It's not like Hassan wasn't able to be nominated for the streamer awards. He just wasn't able to take pictures next to sponsors. And that's really the extent that all of this goes, at least from what I researched. I truly can't see an instance where somebody being problematic in a certain way is stopping them from getting a nomination or even stopping them from appearing at the streamer awards. And it's not like these streamers are unaware of their own PR or how they present to people like sponsorships. Again, sticking to Hassan, he talked about not being nominated for the streamer awards and understanding that someone that might sponsor streamer awards like AT&T does not like him.
No streamer awards, noms, Sag. Yeah, we weren't gonna win anything, let's be real. I have found myself growing further and further away from the Twitch audience, or not Twitch audience necessarily, but just like Twitch streaming and the audiences that exist on Twitch. No one got nominated who does political content, so it is what it is. Yeah, except XQC, who literally live streamed with the president. With the current president. I don't think AT&T has an issue with XQC in the same way that they have an issue with me. You didn't have a whole live stream with Trump like Aiden Ross did. Maybe top influencers in the rep beyond vote. And Aiden Ross has so many streams with Nick Fuentes, who's an actual anti-America. Yeah, I mean XQC. XQC literally streamed with Donald Trump. And I don't think AT&T has any problems with XQC. AT&T literally blacklisted me. AT&T likes XQC.
These streamers or anybody that's going to be a part of the streamer awards are very aware of their standpoint when it comes to sponsorships, when it comes to how problematic they can be. But again, from what I have seen, I don't see that actually affecting anything when it comes to the streamer awards. A lot of things that I've seen from past streamer awards just shows that they are going out of their way to try and be inclusive to a lot of people. And unfortunately, sometimes that just doesn't work out with the amount of nominations.
And you're not gonna please everybody. That's with everything. You're not gonna please everybody. Somebody's gonna lose. Somebody's gonna be upset. Somebody is not going to be pleased. Somebody is even not going to be entertained. Are you entertained? No. So you see what I'm saying? So You got to take that into
the
account.
amount of people that are actually streamers and the amount of categories there are and the people that could be voted for in those categories. And while QT again is the face of all this, so she's gonna get all the hate, she actually doesn't have any real weight in her heart when it comes to hosting this event. And truly, from what again I have seen, is trying her hardest to make this as inclusive as possible, to the point where she is even happy with competition. Because earlier this year, Aiden Ross and Asmongold announced that they were going to be hosting their own streamer awards.
I want to let everyone know right now, I am going to be doing a 2025 streamer awards. I'm going to host my own awards. I don't know why nobody's ever competed it and done it, because I'm going to do it the right way. And I'm gonna host my own awards.
I know Aiden wanted to do
Okay, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. You have BT Awards, you have the Grammys, MTV Music Awards, you know what I'm saying? So it's nothing wrong with that. I'm really interested to see how Aiden, both of them will go. And I feel like if Aiden is going to do what he says he's going to do, by next year there might be at least 2 other streamer awards or something coming up.
New streamer awards too. If Aiden wants to do a streamer awards, I could at least help him put it together and like field contestants and shit like that, like organize stuff, like and help support it.
But I would need Asmongold to co-host this whole thing with me. Hey, do you guys trust Asmongold? Like, you actually think like if I put him in charge, he can help run everything? Like, he actually could do it? I feel like I could, bro. I feel like he's responsible and shit.
Now, to a normal person who's hosting an award show, an event, or anything like that, seeing competition like this might make you a little bit upset, because they are taking your entire idea and making it their own. But in all reality, this just adds more inclusivity, allowing for more categories, more people to be seen, and maybe some streamers that QT and her streamer awards missed out on actually having a spotlight in Aiden's streamer awards. And that's also how QTCinderella saw it, because he eventually put out a tweet talking about this whole situation, encouraging it, being happy about it, even saying that they are going to put on an event that's going to be unique and very entertaining, so why would she be upset about it?
Yo! So if you haven't been paying attention, QTCinderella went ahead and reacted to Asmongold and Aiden Ross's streamer award show. She gave them some pretty good input, recommending them some unique categories like best breakup, best cancellation, best drama. We already know a certain streamer that's gonna win best cancellation. And she went on to say, I actually think they could lean into that and make something incredibly entertaining that neither of them are afraid of doing. In other words, I don't see it as competition because I know they would make a unique product. Asmongold went on to respond saying the most racist stream, that's
what?
Definitely Gypsy Crusader and freaking Cuff 'em. Biggest fall off, give it to Ninja. Biggest view botter, give it to Neon. Worst sponsor, best on-stream fight. The possibilities are endless. Thank you for the support. That's the lane that I see them leaning into, talking about the...
But no, QTC, she has a point. I agree with her, because if they lean into that, it makes it, not only does it make it unique, but it'll stamp their own award show in the streamer community.
Subjects.
I don't know. Maybe I think maybe Asmon was trolling here a little bit. I'm not sure. Because why would there be a category? Why would that be the first thing that he? Okay, all right. We're moving on.
That people are not willing to discuss. Putting people on the spot, calling people out. The thing about Aiden and Asmon is that they're willing to shake up the room. They're not afraid to lose out on connections because they understand that a lot of these streamers aren't even friends anyways. Their lane is going to be about keeping it real. So we got Aiden and Asmon. We got QTCinderella with her streamer awards, and then we got the esports awards.
QT's response, along with Asmongold's response to her, just shows that she sees it as another nice event that's going to only help the streamer community. The way that people try to bank QT in all of these scenarios just doesn't make any real sense to me. Again, I mentioned this already. I understand she's the face of the streamer awards, so any hate that's directed at it being like the friendship awards, saying that she is not platforming certain people, is all going to be directed towards her at the end of the day. But in all reality, QT just seems like someone who's trying her best best to put on a nice event, and even encouraging more people to put on events just like her so that they can highlight more people in the streaming space. And most people feel that way when they talk about her. Someone like Aiden Ross, who even mentioned her again when talking about the Streamer Awards, said that she's very nice and very helpful, and even DM'd her to talk about how to set certain things up.
Shout out to QTCinderella, by the way, guys. She stood up for me and Asmongold, saying that if we do the awards thing, it was awesome. She's also very nice. I've talked to QTCinderella before in the DMs. She's awesome, bro. I like QTCinderella a lot. WQD my chat, bro. I seen what you said about me. I saw people attack her for what she said about me, but like, bro, she said some nice words about me and Asmongold, and I respect her for that, bro. She did not have to do that. She didn't even have to talk about me or Asmon, but she did, and I was like, damn, QTCinderella, thank you. That meant a lot to me.
Even with the mass amounts of hate and the competition that's coming about because of how people feel about her Streamer Awards, at the end of the day, I still see QT trying to be as fair and as nice to people as possible, but I think it's a genuinely nice thing to do because, again, while I'm really downplaying this hate by just showing like random Twitter threads or random clips, it is genuinely a lot, and most of this is coming with no real evidence because I don't know how you would get evidence of how people are voting in the Streamer Awards without the back end. So a bunch of people are just calling out her for hosting a Friends Awards, or honestly deplatforming people just because she doesn't like them, and to appease sponsorships with no real way of proving it in any way, shape, or form. Still basically hate farming her at the end of the day, while certain people are trying to do their best to show her they do appreciate the Streamer Awards she's putting on and are genuinely happy with everything that's going on. It does suck that either way, no matter what she does or how she promotes the Streamer Awards, how she has people winning, how she has people vote, people are going to be upset regardless because they don't have all the ins and outs of everything and she's not showing everything that's going on. We can see that with somebody again like Asmongold talked about the Streamer Awards and apparently even offered up over 100K just so we could see the back end because he doesn't believe that he's actually going based off of fan voting.
So here's the thing, you're lying. You know you're lying. Everybody knows you're lying. If you are not lying, I think this is what my assertion is. I think that you have exercised editorial control and you have picked the nominees not completely from fan voting, but from your own opinions and to keep the show brand friendly. I think that the priority for the show is to make sure that the show gets as many viewers as possible and maintains as many sponsors as possible. I think that's what happened. And
it might be a little bit of truth to that, but I don't think it is. I don't think she leaned that way that much. She's trying to, I feel like, she's trying to please everybody. Well, I'm not even going to say that because everybody's not going to be pleased, but at the end of the day, it's her event. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it, do what Aiden and Asmongold are doing.
I am willing to bet $100,000 on it. Invite me next year to watch the voting, and if the people that get voted on actually are the ones that get nominated, I will donate $100,000 to the charity of your choice. That is how certain I am that you're lying. Go ahead. So we'll see what happens. Sorry. And it's like, and there's a lot of these, like, for example, like, and here's some of the reasons why I think it's not true. It's that you have somebody like Hassan. Hassan has been nominated every single year for multiple awards. Multiple times, and this time he wasn't even nominated for League of Their Own, which really Hassan is one of the only people on the platform that does political content, and he was one of the first people besides Destiny that really made it his primary content. And you're telling me that he didn't even get nominated for that? He didn't get nominated for that, like the League of Their Own? There was nothing that he got nominated for at all? Are you going to insinuate that Hassan was viewbotting too? This is your friend. So very clearly you're not going to do that. So explain the dissonance there. Explain why that didn't happen.
Now again, Asmongold is just making these claims with no real proof, and that's why he's asking for proof, at least in his clip I'll give him credit for. You see the back end voting because he doesn't believe everything that's going on. The one person he pointed out was Hassan, which I'm assuming he didn't see the clip earlier where Hassan himself even pointed out that he is getting farther and farther away from the Twitch community as a whole, which will cause him to not get voted for because your own community cannot be the only one that's solely pushing you. Other people, connections you may have on Twitch also might want to push their communities as well to vote for you because that's what's happening with other streamers and other categories. It only makes sense. And for the other point being the friendship awards, Hassan is literally her friend. They do a podcast together. When Hassan was in controversies recently, she actually defended him. How all of a sudden does her friendship with Hassan not matter because of his controversies? As if people weren't pointing out that she is only platforming her friends, but all of a sudden when she doesn't platform her friends, now it's because of sponsorships, even though I just showed y'all a clip last year where Hassan pulled up to the Streamer Awards also being a nominee for multiple categories and just wasn't allowed near the sponsorship sponsorship board. That's all that would happen. And I feel like a lot of people have access to this information and are purposely going out of their way to not find it, which is just stirring more and more hate. And obviously it's going to get back to the person that is hosting this entire event, that being QT. Now again, I'm not a huge fan of QTCinderella, so I only seen clips and pure segments of her from other people, but from what
Likewise,
I've seen, she seems like a pretty sensitive person, and I can tell this event is purely getting to her because she began to break down on stream because of everything that was going on.
Oh, dang. You picked one of my favorite pics of me with my eyes closed leaning against the wall. I believe that you were all trying to portray us at our best. Thank you. I just love puzzles. God, I'm doing my fucking best over here. And the store didn't even have Cheerios. I'm just so tired. Now, we're gonna do our real job, which is play fucking video games for a living. Because the one I'm getting off the ship for isn't even my fucking job. God, so tired. I just want to play Dispatch so bad, and I haven't had any time because I'm working on this stupid fucking award show. I'm so tired of crying. I'm 30, by the way. Oh my god. Thanks for the raid. I'm sorry. It's so embarrassing. It's been a long day.
Now, I've said this in several of my videos now. I love hating. Again, I built this channel off hating, and I was recently hating on QTCinderella earlier this year. But in this entire situation, I don't think that that is what's necessary. She just seems like somebody that's trying her best to put on an event that helps and brings the streaming community together. And because her name and face is attached to it, she is the big person that's putting everything together. She's going to get all the hate when a certain person wins, when nominees aren't there, or when things just aren't going her way. And I feel like it's very unnecessary and unjust because this is a side thing at the end of the day. Her main job is streaming, and she is just going out of her way to host this event to help and promote other streamers. And all the criticism that I've been seeing from people just doesn't add up when you look back past streamer awards and you look at what certain people have been saying and what's just been happening throughout all of the past events that have already been hosted. At the end of the day though, that is just my opinion. If you want to tell me your opinion, the best place to do would be the comments.
Look, man, at the end of the day, it's her event, but I think she tries to make it as fair and reasonable as possible. Shout out. I'm gonna definitely be tuning in to Aiden's and admin gold, whatever. I forget how you say his name, but I'll be tuned into that. I'll be tuned into this one. So hey, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be good. Aiden has already had success during events with the brand risk stuff, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens. Two things can be true at once, but at the same time, it is her event. It can be stressful, so you know. Please let me know what you think. Hold on, sorry. Please like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think down below. And we gonna keep it pushing.